Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. Welcome back, everybody. So this video is going to be very quick. I'm not going to take too much time. Just keep that in mind. We have CPI data which is coming out tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. And you're going to see lots of volatility here in this market. And I hope that actually helps the market to make a directional move, whether to the upside or to the downside, and that can help us find the next trade. Now, Meta, you can see flat on the day, and what's happening? Well, 500 kind of holding lower Bollinger Band, and there is no progress here on Meta. Again, another inside day inside this bearish engulfing candle, and trading right here at the 50-day moving average 504.79, pretty much unchanged from yesterday. So Meta, this critical level 504.79, that's going to be a support to watch, and then 500 under that. Watch out for a move down to 490 and then 470. To the upside, Meta will find resistance at right here 13-day moving average 516, over that 520. And if we can clear 520 on Meta, then we can talk about possibly breaking out of this mini downtrend and going even higher. On AMD, it's up 3.39%. So AMD came back. You can see 137.25, and it was holding at the end 138. And we talked about it last night. 138 can hold. We might see a move back up to the upside, and looks like it's going back up. So now 138, you line the sand, and if this thing can actually stay up early as tomorrow, we might see a move up to 146.37, and from there 148 to even 150.69, and over that this thing can pump back up to 160 to 164. 138 gives up. The next support 132.56, 125, 122. And here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And here's some fantastic trades from a few days ago and from yesterday. SPY ETF, we showed it yesterday right at the resistance, pretty much near 548, 540 puts, and today they were pretty much going almost in the money and took profit. You can see right here around 12 p.m. That is when SPY was trading at 543. So that is a decent move. We made money on that trade, and this was even better. That is actually a longer term swing trade. I talked about it in my video many times, and you can see right here, guys. Apple puts 230, and I got in here at 232. And what happened today? Apple dumped all the way down to 217. This was a massive winner. So all these trade ideas, daily trade ideas, live trading, and especially if you're serious about trading, then definitely give it a try. Check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. Microsoft is up 2%. So, with the CPI data, I just got to say this because whenever there is a CPI coming out, you don't like to see market rallying ahead of the CPI and going, full bull mode. But here, that's what we got today. And also yesterday before the CPI. And you can see, yes, Microsoft looking good, but also keep that in mind. We talked about it in my video that I would like to see Microsoft over this, resistant trend line right here, which is like 417. And you can see when we got up to 416 plus, got a rejection, came back. The good news is holding pretty much at top of the range, 413. So either we're going to see a big breakout from this flag right here, and this thing heading higher back up to 420, maybe even 426, or this is gonna get a rejection here early as tomorrow with that CPI. And if this thing comes back, we will take out this low down here, and it will go under 400. So Microsoft is really easy to trade this going into tomorrow. If this thing gaps over this resistance, or even goes up during the trading session, then watch out over 417. It should make a nice move up to 420 to 426. But if this thing gets a rejection here and takes out 413, in that case, the next support 407.78, 5-day moving average, and under that you'll see a dump down to 400 and then 390. On Amazon stock, it's up 2.37%. So we saw a similar move here on Amazon just before this bearish engulfing candle. And then we got this massive sell-off. And now again, gap up and go here on Amazon. And pretty much we actually tried today here on Amazon to break out of this 180 range. And we touched negative sloping 50-day and instantly found resistance right here, came back, and now it's under 180. But it's looking good right here. You can see Amazon, if this thing comes back down to 175.85, that's going to be your line in the sand, critical support, and the 20-day moving average. Under that, you'll see a dump off down to 173 and then even 167. But the longer time we spend over this gap or after filling this gap, we can hold right here at 175.85. Watch out for that breakout over 180, and that should take Amazon back up to 185, 190, and then this gap 192.24. On Google stock, it's up 0.31%. So Google was up a decent amount, and you can see now pretty much flat on the day. And we did actually open a long position here on Google stock, and I think there is a great opportunity at this point right here on Google. Now we did not actually hit the low today from yesterday, so that is looking good, but it's not out of the woods by any mean. I mean, this thing is getting absolutely destroyed. So going into tomorrow's session, maybe we get to see some sort of a relief rally, oversold bounce right here on Google, but it needs to get over negative sloping 5-day moving average, which is setting at 153.62, and over that big resistance at 155. If we can clear all that, then we can see this might be the bottom here in the short term, and Google can move up to 162. Now under these levels, critical support at 148, and then this gap comes into play at 144.34 on Google stock, and that's going to be even better opportunity to add some more into my long. On Apple, stock is down 0.36%. So Apple was selling off as expected this morning, and I took profit. You guys saw that play. We actually showed it right here with this candle, and now today we took profit, and I pretty much got out completely. I don't think I have any, maybe two. I don't know. I gotta check. I think I got out completely here on Apple. Sometimes I keep like one or two contracts just to see what that actually can do later on before my expiration, especially with this month. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got to check my account, but I think I have one or two. And these are up. I mean, 232 down to 217. That is fantastic right here. So I took profit, locked in. And why locked in? Because we do have CPI. And that is why, I want to be on a safer side, getting my cash out of the market and putting in my pocket, because a lot of traders are greedy. They don't want to take profit. And then what? You end up losing it all. So, Apple is a big name. I don't really like shorting it, but this was a good opportunity, double top right here. So I took it. And now that I'm up, I would like to, take my profit and put it in my pocket. And this is exactly what I did. Now, again, Apple not doing much, 220 holding. It came under lower Bollinger Band, went back up, and now 220 is your line in the sand. And below that, 218.56. And I think if we actually stay under 220, we will see a move down here at some point, 207, and maybe down to this low. Now, Apple actually makes some, good move tomorrow with that CPI and gets over these moving averages again, 225 to 226. In that case, you will see a pump back up to 230 easily on Apple stock. So I would say, it's kind of neutral right here on Apple stock until this thing breaks over 226, then more upside. But if this thing breaks under 220, in that case, if it stays under 220, you will see more downside on Apple stock. We just have to wait and find out which way Apple stock goes from here, especially going into tomorrow into that CPI data. On Tesla stock is up 4.58%. So even though we're up on the day, you can see we're still trading within this bearish engulfing candle. We got this massive bear flag forming right here on Tesla. But so far, it's looking good, at least inside this flag, until this thing breaks down under 212, and that would be going under this trend line right here. So Tesla here, now it's holding over 50-day moving average. So basically over all these moving averages right now, and that is looking good even though we got this bear flag trading over 224. That's going to be your line in the sand for tomorrow. Under that, we also have support down here. That's going to be around 220, and then this critical support down here and the 20-day moving average 215 to 212 right here. That's going to be a big level on a pullback to watch. If we actually get under that level, Tesla might flush down to even 200. Over 224, this thing can move up to 230, 235, and maybe this gap comes into play at some point over 240, 245.63. Netflix going down 0.27%, nothing big, and again getting down to 665. We have strong support here near 664, getting a bounce. And if you look at my screen, it's kind of still flagging right here, guys. So if this thing clears, I would say 680 to 681, these moving averages, easily you can play this up to 700, and that is a decent amount of move for a nice day trade right here on Netflix. So watch out for that break, and then you can play this. That is a $20 move if you can call this breakout over 680 to 681, easily up to 700. Until we get that breakout, if we're playing this while it's trading below the 20-day moving average, that is typically not bullish. And under this level, this is actually a shorting opportunity right here. You can see even today 680.59, and then what happened? Dumped down to 673. That is a decent amount of money if you're day trading and shorting right here. So all you have to do right here, use your stop loss, and you can play this. And long as you have a game plan, this could be a nice setup for tomorrow. So Netflix under 680 to 681, there will be support at 664. Under that right here, 660, 653, and then 630. On Nvidia stock, it's up 1.53%. So Nvidia, it's clear right here that Nvidia is above 107, but we're not out of the woods yet. Especially with the CPI tomorrow, only thing I would say that it needs to stay over. It needs to spend time over 107. Anything below 107, extremely bearish, and this thing can pull back even harder and can come down to $96 right down here, and then 90. Over 107, you can have hopes, but hopes don't really pay, right? So we need more confirmation. It needs to stay over 107. It needs to make some progress up to 113 and possibly over this critical resistance right here, 117.85. And that is going to be the end of this, pullback right here on Nvidia. Until then, bears are still in charge, and this thing can come down even more soon as this thing gets under 107 again. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.